Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with Rethink Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 69. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at Rethink Coaching, and I want to thank you for being here. Time is our most valuable asset, and the fact that you're willing to share your time with me truly does mean a great deal. I want to talk today about a lot of stuff that's going on as we come to the closure of 2024. And I think it's really important. I spent the last really 10 days completely unplugged and spending time with friends who've become family. And prior to that, I spent 7 days with my true family. And during that time, I always reflect on what's going through my mind as an entrepreneur and the impact that it may or may not have on others that are also entrepreneurs. So primarily, I work with real estate leaders and real estate agent brokers that are looking to improve their business. And during my time off and my time of reflection, even though I didn't really work, it's when I am the most creative. And I was thinking about this concept of the end. And, in the title it says, is this really the end? And I'm not talking about the end of our life. I'm talking about the end of the year. And some of you may think, it's a little dramatic to say that because it is the end of the year. But what I want us to think about as entrepreneurs and business people is our business really doesn't end. It's on a continuum. And I think we get into trouble when we put a begin and an end date on it, like, well, it's done, it's over, I got to start over, versus thinking about it's the continuum. And how can I continue to move towards my goal? How can I continue to improve in my strategies, in my actions, in what I accomplish, so that I can ensure that I get to the goals that I've set for myself in all areas: financial freedom, business freedom, and soul freedom. Those three areas are really key. And so just reflecting on it, that it's not the end, it's the continuation. And yes, it is the end of the year. There's no denying that. Our calendar year ends. 2024 ends at midnight on December 31st. And we start 2025. Now, for most of you that are in my coaching programs or my one-on-one coaching, we've been working on 2025 for a while. So we're in that momentum of continuum. But for some of us, we hold on to that old mindset of beginning and end. And I want to talk a little bit about that today, because I do think it's important to acknowledge that our calendar year, the year that we set the goals for, is coming to a close, and we are moving to bigger and better things. First thing I want to talk about is we really do have to embrace the closure of the calendar year. Meaning we had goals set for this year. We had goals set to achieve in 2024. Some of you did and some of you didn't. Some of you exceeded and some of you fell behind. But what I want us to do is embrace the fact that 2024 is coming to an end and our business will continue. And really looking at it as just a transition to new opportunity. That's all it is. The calendar year is ending. I'm transitioning to new opportunity for 2025. Now, what that new opportunity looks like, totally up to you. For a lot of my clients, it's to improve our financial positioning. It's to earn more and keep more and make more money. For some people, they're fine where they are financially. They just need to have a better life experience. And whatever that goal might be for you, to grow a team, to dissolve a team, to change brokerages, to take an opportunity and advantage of the things that your brokerage offers, whatever that new opportunity is for you, just to embrace that it's there. We get so focused on what we didn't do. We get so focused on what maybe didn't happen. We get so focused on, oh my gosh, I got to start over and I'm just so tired and exhausted, that mindset can get us in a bit of trouble. So embrace the closure. It's true. 2024 is coming to an end. Celebrate your wins. I talk about this all the time. It's really important that you do take a moment, regardless if you met goal, didn't make goal, exceeded goal, fell short. is there are wins buried in all of that, and really take some time to celebrate what worked for you and worked really, really well, and focus on that. Because when we focus on what didn't work and don't make any changes, we just get more of what didn't work. So take a peek at that. Number 2, shift from the it's over and look at your vision. What is your vision for this upcoming year? Has it changed? I know for me, it has. I had a vision in 2024 to make a different impact in the community that I serve, real estate agents and leaders. And it really was an eye opener for me, because as a company and as a coach, we shifted more into the one-to-many group coaching, whatever you want to call it, where I do group programs. So not instead of, but in addition to having one-on-one clients, I have one-to-many, meaning I'm running programs where it's me and 100 clients in the program at one time. And that vision took a lot of effort to bring to life. Yet here we are, and I created the vision, I spoke the vision, I believed in the vision, and now I'm living that vision. So what is that vision for you for 2025? Is it different from 2024? Is it different from any previous year that you've ever experienced? Think about that. Think about those new opportunities that are in front of you. I was listening to a fellow coach talk about this and say, when I tell people, hey, let's make $1 million this year, that there is the majority of people take a pause to that and don't maybe think it's realistic for them. But I want you to think about that opportunity, that vision, the dreams that you have, whatever it is 100% possible for you. You just have to cast the vision. So as we're embracing transition to new opportunity, I'm just going to invite you to take a step back and look at the vision you've had for yourself and your company, and look at it and make sure that you're still congruent with it. Make sure it's the vision that is going to move you forward. I, again, like to focus on the 3 areas: is my financial freedom, my business freedom, my soul freedom. Is that vision supporting that? Financial freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want. Business freedom to work because you want to work. And soul freedom is those joyful moments that you get to have in your life and in others. And the other part of this mindful transition is, are you dreaming? Are you dreaming big enough? I had the privilege this last week, and I've talked about Gene Frederick before. He and I are at EXP brokerage, and Gene and I have been friends and partners and coworkers, and he and his wife have become part of my family. And Gene has always had this dream of owning a yacht. And I had the privilege of spending the last 8 days with him and Susan and some of our other mutual friends who are incredible on his yacht. Now, you would think, that is a massive accomplishment. And it took a lot of belief, and it took a lot of dreaming. And this is what I love. He's not done. Just because he could check the box that he bought his dream yacht, he's not done dreaming. He's not done creating his vision. And what I love about spending time with both of them is to hear the vision of what they're going to do and the impact they're going to make to the world as they move forward in life. They don't look at things as ending. That was just one part of his vision. He has still big dreams. So be mindful about the transition you're setting for yourself as you move forward. Tying into that is the concept of a vision board. And I think I've shared with you that I do like vision boards, and it comes with a caveat. I don't believe that you could just create a vision board, put it up, and things just magically happen. I wish it was that easy. It's typically not. I firmly believe, as a thought leader, that a vision board is critically important as long as you have the belief that those things can come true, and as long as you're willing to do the work. Because if I put some unrealistic item on my vision board, and I say that kind of tongue in cheek, nothing's unrealistic. But let's say I put an item on there. Let's say I put a Gulfstream. I want to own a private jet, and they're not inexpensive. And I put it on my vision board, yet in the back of my brain is that little voice saying, I don't know if that's really possible. I mean, that's a lot of money. And then the upkeep and the staff and the crew and the pilots. And if I don't hold the space of believing it's possible for me, that vision board is going to be in conflict. And I believe that when that is driving the vision board, it can actually cause harm because it's showing you something that you don't believe in or you're not congruent with. You so badly want to that you've cut out a picture of that G5, maybe superimposed yourself sitting on it or walking up the stairs to it or flying in it, whatever that is. Yet you haven't embraced the belief or the dream of it being possible for you. So I love vision boards and I really do sit with what is on those. And my life has changed to the degree that it's not as much about stuff as it is about experiences, as it is about impact, as it is about legacy. Yeah, I still have some stuff on there. And to sit with that and really believe that it's possible and it's possible for me is really important. So circling back to my good friends, Gene and Susan, Gene's been talking about this yacht for a very long time. And I mentioned him in a previous podcast. And what I learned from him on this recent trip, and I didn't know this, he put a vision board of a yacht, the one that he believed that he was going to get, and he hung it in his garage. So he saw it when he backed out, when he was leaving, he saw it when he got in his car in the morning, he saw it when he pulled in the garage at night. He constantly saw it and he constantly talked about it. He was in alignment with part of what was on his vision board. And so vision boards work really, really well as long as the belief is there with it. And so I love when he shared that story. I didn't know he did that. I knew he talked about it a lot, but I didn't know he put a vision board in his garage on the wall in front of his car. So he saw it every day, multiple times a day. Every time he got in the car to leave, every time he pulled in the garage, every time he got in the car to leave, every time he pulled in the garage, he had it there. He had it in his workspace. He had that vision posted in multiple places. And he's living proof that a vision board works and it can come true with the belief and the work. Gene was not handed anything he has. He worked really, really hard for what he accomplished. And I will say this, he was one of the early adapters to a really new, different model in our real estate world. For those who aren't in the real estate lane, EXP is a cloud-based brokerage. We don't have storefronts. And he believed in it at a time where that didn't really exist. And a lot of people were telling him it wasn't going to work. He held on to his vision, he held on to his dream, and he worked really, really hard, and it came true. So create that future and embrace it. Believe in it. If you have any doubt creep in your mind, just ask yourself why. I firmly believe anybody in this world can create whatever they want if they're willing to do the work and they hold the space of belief. It's really that simple. So vision boards. The other thing that I will say to embrace as we are rounding out the calendar year and on this continuum is really check in with your routines. That's probably one of the easiest fixes in our world, and it's one of the things that is most resisted. Following a calendar, following a schedule, time blocking, doing all of those things that we've all heard about tends to be one of the biggest things that as entrepreneurs we resist. And I believe it's because we got into whatever field we're in the world I'm in, real estate coaching, and as an entrepreneur, because I wanted my freedom and flexibility. So I remember, and I've shared this starting in real estate, I resisted following a calendar. And I had horrible routines. I'd go to the gym whenever, I'd go sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes late at night. It was just very random. My routine sucked. And one of my early coaches said, if you just had a consistent routine, your business will become consistent. Your life will become consistent. Everything will become consistent because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so pay attention to your routine. I know for me, one of my not so healthy habits is social media. It's part of my business, and part of my morning routine is I give myself permission to spend 15 minutes on social media, not for work, just to check in with people, just see how my friends and family are doing. And I also have my routine of journaling, prayer, meditation, working out. That's all part of my routine. If you didn't get to your goal, I would challenge you to say you don't have a consistent routine, and the lack of that caused you to not hit your goal. There's an easy formula to apply to everything. When I'm talking to clients, I will ask them oftentimes on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate yourself with consistency in doing the lead generation activities to get you to your goal? And if we're honest, most are saying 6 or 7, some are saying 4, some are saying higher, 8 or 9. Rarely is it a 10. And what I love about that exercise is if you're a 6 out of 10, that's 60%. 9 times out of 10, I will take that percentage times the client's goal, and that will translate into exactly what they've achieved. It goes hand in hand. So the same thing with the routine. If you don't have a routine, you do have a routine, and it's one of chaos. If you are not hitting the goal and you're only following your routine 50% of the time, I promise you, you're only going to get to 50% of your goal. It's just how it works. It's a numbers thing. So check in with your routine. Is it healthy? Is it driving you towards goal? Is it positioning you to do the right activities at the right time for you? No criticism, no judgment, but there's this book talking about exactly how your mornings should be if you're going to be successful. You got to get up early. You got to make your bed. You got to, all of the stuff you got to do. And what I know for me, I'm an oddly early morning person. Even on this trip, the crew asked me, hey, what time do you get up? And I'm like, 4:30. And they're like, but you're on vacation. And I'm like, I know, but I get up at 4:30. Now, if somebody told me I could not start my perfect morning until 11 o'clock in the morning, I would be really not in a good space. So I don't believe that you should subscribe to my 4:30 wake up call or whoever, miracle morning kind of deal that you have to be up at a certain time. Listen to your body and pay attention to what works for you. Now, we really can't start at 11 o'clock in the day. I'm just going to be honest with you. However, there are better ways to build your consistent routine. Figure it out, but check in. Is your routine supporting you to goal? On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your consistency and engagement in your routine? And take that percent. So if it's a 6 out of 10 is 60%. Take 60% times your goal. And I promise you're going to land somewhere pretty close to percent of goal is equal to the percent of time you spend in your routine. It's just how it works. So remember, you may say you don't have a routine. And if you don't, you do have a routine, and it's a routine of chaos. And you're kind of the hope and pray routine, which does not work. Lastly, I'm going to say this: focus on the fact that we're continually improving ourselves, our business, continuous improvement cycle. If you're looking to continue to grow, and I believe that all of us are looking to grow. And the second you don't want to grow, and I'm not saying it has to be sell more houses, make more money. It's continuing to grow as a human being. It might be having more time to spend with your favorite local charity and doing volunteer work versus just writing a check. It could be doing what I do better and more efficiently. So instead of spending 6 hours a day doing what I do to grow my business, I could spend 2 and get the same result. But I want you to think about this, that we are on a continuous improvement cycle. You have to be willing to look forward and to analyze what you're doing, or you're not on a continuous improvement cycle. So most of us live in a continuous, what did I do yesterday? What did I not do right? What did I do today? That's not necessarily the improvement cycle that I would love for you to participate in. The improvement cycle I want us to look at is reflecting on what you did, reflecting on, was it supporting moving you towards your goal? And what can I do to be better? What can I do to be better? Continuous improvement cycle. Whatever that means to you, let it be. I have the privilege of coaching real estate agents across the country. And a lot of the agents that I coach are making 7 figures. And it's not about making more money for their continuous improvement cycle. It's about doing more with the money that they have, not spending it on themselves, although that's part of it. You should. You've earned it. It's what can I do to make an impact on the world? That's their continuous improvement cycle, and maintain the income earning machine that got me here. But their continuous improvement cycle looks different than an agent who is earlier in their career. They may be focused on that next step of a team, of having a team of agents to help them serve more clients. Their continuous improvement cycle may be different, but whatever yours is, acknowledge it. I mean, I'll be honest, for us at Rethink Coaching, ours is a continuous improvement cycle of serving more people. Now, I know when I do that, I'll make more money, but I don't focus on making more money. My continuous improvement cycle is, how can I give more? How can I do more? My coach challenged me, if your income goal is $1 million or 2 million or 3 million, whatever it is, you need to be giving away that same amount of value for free. So part of me starting this podcast a year and a half ago was my commitment to my continuous improvement cycle of giving back more. So take a peek. What's yours? Do you even know what it is? And if you don't, embrace it. This is a great time to do it. So whether you're listening to this in December or June or July, whatever it is, think about your business and life on a continuous improvement cycle. That's what I want to talk about is at the end. It's the end of the calendar year. That's it. Yes, it's the end of our opportunity to make income in 2024, but it's not the end, and we're not starting over. We're on a continuum with our business, continuous improvement cycle. So in summary, the things I'm going to invite you to do as we move in and we are looking at a continuum versus a start and stop: embrace the closure, acknowledge the fact that your opportunity to make money in the calendar year of 2024, it's over, and it is your new opportunity. Be mindful about the transition from this year to next year. Check in with your vision. Do we need to create a new one? What opportunities are in front of you that you want to take that maybe you've been too afraid to say? Say it. Let's go. It's your opportunity in this transition from 2024 to 2025. Check in with your dreams. I love spending time with Gene and Susan Frederick. They achieved one of their big dreams, but now it's done and they have a bigger vision. Vision board, put things on there that you believe in and that you want to support. Check on your routine. Make sure you've got one. Make sure you're following it. Make sure it works for you. If you've been setting your alarm for 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody told you to do it, and that's the only way you're going to be successful, I'm going to invite you to rethink that and think about your natural rhythm, your natural flow. Again, I'm a super early morning person. I don't set an alarm. It's just how my brain and body work, and I love it. So look at your routine. Ask yourself where you've got opportunity to improve. Lead generation, lead follow-up, time with family, time at the gym, time with your favorite charity, engaging, doing things for the community. What's that routine look like for you? And lastly, to embrace the fact that we're on a continuous improvement cycle. And if you ever forget that is the one thing that scares me the most, is a lot of people strive for retirement, strive to it be over. Work is over. I watched it happen with my sweet dad. When he retired and didn't look at things as a continuous improvement cycle, he let his mind go quiet, and it impacted him in his later years in a form of dementia, Alzheimer's. And can I medically prove that? No, but I do believe, because he saw it as such an end demarcation of his career, that he didn't look at himself as continuous improvement. He didn't volunteer. He didn't do some of the things to keep his brain active. So I'm just going to invite you to think about those things. So as we wind down 2024, team, and you may be hearing this, you're going to hear this before the Christmas holiday. I believe it's going to drop in time. I just want to wish you all a really great holiday and to invite you to think really big as our continuation of success moves into a new calendar year. Always here to help you out. Reach out to me, Tony at rethinkcoaching.com. You can find me on all of the social media outlets: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, you name it, I'm there. Just Google me, for Pete's sake. You can find me. You can find my cell phone information. If you're struggling with anything, reach out. The easiest thing to do is go to my website, rethinkcoaching.com. There's a box that will pop up for you to fill out for a free 1-hour strategy session with me. And I'm happy to do that. So wishing you the best as our calendar year comes to an end. Wishing you all a fabulous holiday season. We'll talk to you next week. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.